What's up, guys? Happy Friday, July 29th, 2022. 13 games tonight on the MLB docket. So we got to crank up a little bit earlier, get some research going. But I hope you guys are finding this stream well. Hope you guys had a good night last night. Brady Singer, 33.9 fantasy points. I tiered 3'd 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, allowed 1 hit. Woo-wee. But did not get the dub. Thanks to an Aaron Judge walk-off. Xander Bogaerts, 2 official at-bats, 1 homer, 3 ribeye steaks, 2 walks, and 2 stolen bases. Made him a huge play out of the shortstop spot. Matt Chapman, like him in low K spots, low swing and strike spots. Yesterday was one of them. And he had a big game, 2 homers on 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Zach Wheeler and Ohtani were my tier 1 go-tos. It worked out just fine. No regrets. 7 innings, 8 innings for him, or 8 strikeouts for him. Trey Turner, Coors Field. He actually didn't even play the whole game. He got pulled for precaution. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, stolen base. That's just Trey Turner baseball. Ohtani with a big game. Another double-digit strikeout game from him. We'll see if he plays tonight. Jameson Taillon, fake game, 8 strikeouts. I believe at least 7 of them were looking, meaning he didn't induce a swing on the strikeout. But huge upside game from him if you played him. And then down the line, I don't know. I definitely didn't get to Tyler Anderson and Coors, but he had a massive game with just 4 strikeouts. I would say massive. He had a usable game on that slate with just 4 strikeouts. So that was yesterday. Hopefully you guys made it out alive. It was actually a pretty good night for me. And, you know, that just happens when I nail pitching. And that's what's going to happen. Shout out to the live chat. What up, Obi-Wan? What up, Colin? What up, Steve? Hope you guys are doing all right today. Mundo's World, doing all right. We are going to unpeel today's big 13-game slate. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Let's do some, let's check on the weather, right? Yeah, let's check on the weather. Looks like a relatively clean day. St. Louis, Washington. I don't even think that's on this slate. Royals and the Yankees. Says there's rain around, but right now models are indicating it's all light rain, just spotty off and on showers that they could play through. Jump on board. All right, cool. D-backs at the Braves. 1 round of storms pregame, another just after the game or very late in game. The timing and location of these storms is subject to change, so I'm putting it at yellow for now. With a quote, chance of delay. And then the Dodgers at the Rockies. Rainstorms likely clear well before first pitch. Wet afternoon, but nice dry. All right, cool. So it looks like a relatively clean night for weather. That's going to bode well for us. So now we can open up the RunDFS.com MLB VIP spreadsheet and get to work a little bit. What up, Skimmer? Steve says there's all kinds of playable pitching happening tonight. Yeah, when I preset the spreadsheet here, there was a lot of fun names pitching wise, and none of these pitchers today were like big in the trade talks. A lot of those pitchers are scheduled to pitch Sunday and Monday, and the trade deadline's Tuesday. So just kind of brace yourself for some scratches on Sunday for hug watches. We are getting a lot of lineups rolling out, so we'll start some analysis. We'll start creating a player pool. Start bouncing back and forth between PrizePicks, trying to make some of our props. Game number 1, Phillies at the Pirates. Bailey Falter taking on Jose Quintana. Falter has a 5.79 expected ERA, 1.45 WHIP, sub 20% K rate on 33 innings of sample size, matching his sample size from last year. And last year's numbers were a lot better. I don't know what I was looking for there. Last year, a 24.5% K rate, 6% barrel rate, almost half of what he's got so far this season. The swing and strike rate, a little bit above, but it's more linear to what he's got this season. But all ironically, the results were bad, but the underlying metrics were better. So, not looking like somebody I want to get to, especially with the aforementioned very usable pitching on this slate. Last couple games for Falter, 82, 78, 66 pitches. So I probably expect him to be around the 80 pitch mark as a soft projection. And he's just very, very average, mediocre, hittable. 3 bombs against the Cubs that last outing. That was in Citizens Bank Park. So many games with at least 1, sometimes 2 homers. And we look at his home run per 9, 2.7 home run per 9 to righties, 1.42 to lefties, and the batted ball data just gives him a lot of line drives and a lot of fly balls. So good spot for the Pirates, but the Pirates are, of course, below average in just about everything. 83 WRC plus against lefties, with some guys that I might target against a contact lefty with a home run problem. Maybe a Michael Chavez. Here's a 226 ISO, over a 4 rating on the bond detector. Pretty cheap on both sites if you need some salary savings. Diego Castillo profiles relatively well, a 4.23 rating on the bond detector. 118 WRC plus since the beginning of last year against lefties. So that dog will hunt if he cracks the lineup. O'Neal Cruz, a righty, coming obviously a lot of hype, a lot of power, and a lot of speed. If he catches a decent spot in this order, I'd be interested on him. I don't know if I'm going to sell out for any Pirate stacks in their 4 implied run total, but I gotta say that there's a couple guys that will profile well against Falter. So I'd keep him in the mix. I might even get to a Substack candidacy nomination words. Quintana on the bump for the Pirates here, 4.18 expected ERA. 20.7% K rate. On a different day, when we didn't have what we have today, I might be involved at 6,900. And if your gut's telling you go for it, I just don't think I'm going to really get there on a slate that gives us so many upper echelon pitching. Verlander, Cole, Woodruff, Manoah, Robbie Ray, Kyle Wright, Shane Bieber. I mean, this is a pretty stacked list here of Florida high ceiling guys, and I just don't know if Quintana is going to be that dude for me. But I definitely don't think, I think there's some pitchers tonight that just be crazy to play it. I don't think it's insane to take a shot on Quintana, but I just don't know that I'm going to land there. 24.8 fantasy points against Miami in his last outing, and a couple of flirting with 20 fantasy points. I just feel like I'm going to get that floor risk reward elsewhere. If I wanted to pick on Quintana, there's really not a bunch of bleeding, gaping holes in his game, but against righties, just an 18% K rate. A 21% line drive rate. He's been keeping the ball in the park relatively well. But a guy like Rhys Hoskins, 300 plus ISO against lefties since the beginning of last year. That dog will hunt. Kyle Schwarber's a beast. JT Realmuto. So definitely a bunch of Phillies that'll be fun to gravitate towards. Matt Verling has shown a propensity to lead off against lefties for them lately. So if that happens again, 2K special on DraftKings, sure. Hopefully we'll get that lineup here shortly. But yeah, I think I'd be more so on the Substacks for some of the players here, and I'm not really that enthralled with either pitcher. Man, the bots. Am I playing matchmaker? No, I don't know. All right, moving on to the Yankee game. Yankees hosting the Royals. Chris Bubich on the bump against Garrett Cole. Now, we do have a Yankees lineup, and I was wondering to see if they would run Andrew Benintendi back in a leadoff spot. I think yesterday was a combination of righty on the bump, no LeMahieu. Today is a little bit different. So LeMahieu, Judgy, Rizzo, Gleyber Torres, Josh Donaldson, Andrew Benintendi, Aaron Hicks, IKF, and Higashioka. There was an interesting article released earlier today with quotes from Joey Gallo, and he was speaking about his Yankee career in the past tense. So yesterday might have been his last hoorah, but we'll see. Just kind of a crazy situation. Bubich on the bump for the Royals. Very bad contact lefty for the most part. On the road this season, a 270 average allowed, a 1.4 home run per 9. Taking him out of coffin, yeah. Yankee Stadium just might be a problem. Does get a little bit of a reprieve without Stanton in the mix here, but Stanton's probably going to be down for another couple weeks. But this is still a really dangerous, nasty lineup, and this is a Yankees team that last couple games between Scherzer, between Singer, they just haven't put a lot of balls in play. Only one hit off of Singer yesterday. So hopefully they refine, retool, recalibrate here, and I think Bubich is a much easier target to get into. So we're gonna get into some Yankee stacks. They'll be the first stack we jot down in the stack list. And I think, everyone's in play 1 through 9. Higashioka included. Now, Higashioka now coming in on, this feels like 3 or 4 starts now where he's caddied for Cole. Last year, he was Cole's caddy the entire season. But then there was a stretch this season where Jose Trevino started catching Garrett Cole. And Trevino is one of the best pitch framers in baseball. So I thought that was something they were working together. But Higgy and Cole have a lot of history. I think they pitched in high school together. Pitch and caught in high school together. So it's cool to see Higgy behind the dish for Cole now for several games in a row. Against Bubic, though, Bomb Detector ranks Judgy 1, obviously. Rizzo and Donaldson up here. Rizzo's unique, right? Because lefty. Chris Bubic has actually allowed more homers to lefties this season. A 2.7 homer per night to lefties, a 390 average allowed. This is a really fun spot for Rizzo, and then maybe a really fun spot for Benintendi. So don't leave the lefties out of the stacks just because of the lefty-lefty matchup. If you want to pick on Garrett Cole, he'll allow the errant home run, a 143 home run per 9 to lefties, 115 to righties. So Melendez, Pasquantino would probably be 2 guys I'd be more intrigued with. Pasquantino, kind of a mix of power and low K rate, at least coming up from the minors. Just a 132 ISO so far, but we know that can go forward based on his minor league DNA. So if I had to draw some names out of the hat, maybe them. And then also I'm getting a decent bomb detector rating from Nick Prado, actually one of the best ratings on the table today at 4.24. So if you are cherry picking to be contrarian, those are the guys. But the Royals, man, runs are at a premium for them. They have been shut out, I think 3 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Royals scores. So photo on Instagram said Judge had more donks. Yeah, Judge has more homers than Gallo has hits this year. That's wild. Yeah, Royals haven't scored a run in 3 games. So it's hard to believe in their offense right now, especially against a guy like Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole's an animal. He's 10.4K on DraftKings. Dwayne Snag, I appreciate that. So we're gonna drop Garrett Cole into the pitcher tier bucket. I'm gonna start him off as a tier 1, man. I'm just gonna go crazy with it. Go crazy, go stupid. Royals haven't scored in 3 or 4. Yeah, it's crazy. So Yankees, Garrett Cole. I'm not really interested in a Royal stack. Even to hedge some Cole here, and I think Cole might come in as the highest owned pitcher by the field, but certainly a couple of sneaky bets, I guess. If we look at the bullpen usage yesterday for the Yankees, they got a big game out of Tyon. They did. The bullpen, though, has been really, really beat up in terms of who's left. But I think today you'll see Aroldis Chapman pitch. He hasn't pitched since that Mets game. Albert Abreu is probably available. Clay Holmes would probably not be available. It's very unlikely he pitches 3 games in a row. Loaizaga maybe. Wandy Peralta probably. Clark Smith. I think Clark Smith might be saving for like a long relief or a spot start spot. I don't really see them just using them unless they had to. So if I had to guess who comes in after 7 innings of Garrett Cole, I'm looking at Aroldis Chapman, Albert Abreu, and maybe Jonathan Loaizaga, those 3 in any which order. Maybe they let Chapman have a shot at the 9th inning here. So that's my guess here. So no Clay Holmes for sure, though. Move on to the next game. Cardinals at the Nationals. Let me see if we've got any. We got both lineups in, so let's get the confirmed lineups punched up. Tyler O'Neill, Goldie, Arenado, Albert Pujols. Nootbaugh, Kisner, Tommy Edman, Anibal Sanchez on the bump. He's breaking some of my bomb detector ratings for like Goldie and Arenado have 4.6 rating on the bomb detector, and it's off of 2 innings of sample size. So I have to find a way to kind of normalize that, because obviously it's a plus matchup, but that's a pretty fluffy number. I need some caffeine. All right. We have a 5.2 run total for the Cardinals, 4 for the Nationals. Sanchez this season. So let's pull up a couple couple of things to kind of gauge where Anibal Sanchez is at right now in this stage in his career. So I'm going to pull up his game log. We'll look at plate discipline. Last game, 7.5% swinging strike rate against the Diamondbacks, 10% against the Braves. First pitch strike is not looking great, 50% against the D-backs, 42% against the Braves. So not throwing a lot of strikes here, getting behind in the count. Is that resulting in a lot of walks? 18, almost a 19% walk rate to righties right now. That's tough. Now, again, only a few innings of sample size behind that, but that's not what you want. Pitch type here. Fastball sitting around 91 miles an hour, using at about 32%. Got a cutter at 88 miles an hour. A little bit on the curve, a lot of bit on the changeup at 80 miles an hour. So absolutely no velo to speak of. And then the batted ball data gives us a 4.8 xFIP. Last game 4.1. So a walk problem, no velocity, and underlying metrics not on your side. So Cardinals are in a good spot here against the Nats. So we're going to add the Cardinals to the stack list. Miles Mikolas on the bump for the Cardinals. So Mikolas not really a strikeout guy. 19.4% carry rate on the season. 8% swinging strike rate. And the Nationals not really a strikeout team, although this lineup today has a little bit more of the 20%ers than usual. But Cesar Hernandez, 20% K rate. Juan Soto, 12%. Josh Bell, 17%. Luis Garcia, 18%. Kyber Reese, 11%. There's definitely some scrappy bats. So I'm not really expecting a lot of strikeouts from Mikolas, and him pushing 9K with plenty of strikeout guys on the slate. I'm probably not that enthralled. I don't know what his ceiling would look like in this spot, but just out of curiosity, what's his pitch count like? I do think he's one of those 100 pitch type guys. Yep, 100 in that last outing against Cincy. Didn't end up well, 23-24, 2 games prior. So the Pittsburgh game made too much sense. That was dang near a no-hitter, dang near a complete game shutout. But past that, I don't know that 9K is a risk that we need to take. So here's the spot. If you wanted to play Mikolas and you have less respect for the Nats than I do, go for it. I just think the Nats are a lot scrappier than I want them to be on this slate with so much upside at pitching. So I'll probably not get too invested in Mikolas. Right now, I'm going to leave him off my list. If he fell later, sure. But right now, no. Definitely no Sanchez. Definitely some Cardinals. And with Mikolas, he is a big ground ball guy, but that ground ball declines against lefties. Just a 40% ground ball rate to lefties. Keeps the ball up a little bit more, 36% fly ball rate, and a 24% line drive rate. So those are metrics that would probably fare pretty well for guys like Soto and Josh Bell. No big bomb detector ratings here. Soto is always playable. Yeah. All right, let's close that. Let's go to next game. And we watched Ohtani get out of that first inning jam last night. Man, Ohtani, really good. Really good. I sometimes after he pitches, he doesn't play the next day. Sometimes. And I'm just, in my head, I'm like, man, if Martin Perez catches the no Ohtani Angels, what am I going to do? Because I can do Tigers at the Blue Jays. Next game on the docket, Brian Garcia against Alek Manoah. The Tigers have a 2.9 implied run total. They did not come through against Yusei Kikuchi. Had action on the over 1.5 hits first inning for PrizePicks. That came through pretty easily. Got one from Robbie Grossman, and then we got 2 from the Blue Jays. So that was fun. Alek Manoah is pitching for the Blue Jays. Tigers are one of the worst teams ever assembled against righties. 67 WRC plus, 101 ISO. Not what you want. This is certainly a beatable, targetable, attackable matchup, and I think Alek Manoah is going to have to be introduced into the pitching tier for me. The thing with him is that he is projected to face quite a few lefties today, and his strikeout rate does decline drastically against lefties, 17% on the season against lefties with a 4.58 xFIP, but it's the freaking Tigers, so I'm going to have to overlook that a little bit, and we love that near 30% carry rate to righties. So I am going to start Manoah as a 3, but if he moved up to a 2, I certainly wouldn't lose any sleep. right? Yeah. I haven't really bounced back and forth with PrizePicks. I probably should do that. Caprillion is my dumpster dive to afford Dodgers today. That makes sense. And then Blue Jays against Brian Garcia. So let's see who Brian Garcia is. First of all, we do have a little bit of sample size from Garcia the last 2 years, and every stint in the majors, not great. He had an 8.36 expected ERA last year, a 4.16 the year prior, Sierra through the roof, the whip through the roof, K percentage was non-existent, and the barrel rate through the roof. And in the minor league level this year, it's looking a lot better. A 2.9 ERA, 40.1 innings, just 31 K, so way more of a contact pitcher, and a 1.4 whip. You hardly ever see a 2.9 ERA with a 1.4 whip. That's pretty wild. And then we want to focus on his righty splits, since more than likely the Blue Jays will just throw out one or two lefties. So against righties in the minors, 22.2 innings pitched, 218 average allowed, 18 Ks. He is about even fly ball, ground ball guy, and $1.25 on the whip. He actually struggles a lot more to lefties, it looks like. And homers, 2 homers in 22 innings. So that's about fair. And this is in, let's see, what level is this? Oh, it's for Toledo. Okay. Yeah, Blue Jays are definitely a team we can get behind here. Probably pretty confidently. So let's throw them in there. Blue Jays, Manoah. I don't think I'm going to get to any Tigers. But like I said, with Manoah having a little bit of problem against lefties, if you trusted like a Riley Green or Harold Castro or somebody like that, I probably wouldn't talk you off that ledge, but it's probably not somewhere I want to get today. Broken bat. Let's see what we got on maybe a Manoah prop. Or is PrizePicks down? Or no? Okay. Manoah. 18.5 outs, 5 hits, 6 Ks. 6 Ks is intriguing. But like I said, that lineup is going to be sneaky lefty. So maybe I'll be on the fence about that. And then against that pitcher, what are we getting for total home runs from the Blue Jays, if anything? Vladdy, Teoscar, Chappie. So Chappie's intriguing, much like yesterday, right? We're seeing that Garcia doesn't strike people out. And with Matt Chapman and his 31% K rate, if you're not going to strike him out, well, you're going to activate his 180, 200 plus ISO, depending on which side of the, which handedness is up against him. And that's a problem. So it could be another fun spot for Chapman to stay hot after last night. Oh my goodness. So many bots. All right, we got him out of here. So I might be somewhat intrigued with that Blue Jays triangle, including Chapman today. You also get 4 Phillies: Schwarber, Hoskins, Cassidy, and Bohm against a lefty. That's tempting. We'll look more back and forth as we go. But I was wanting to see if there's anything for Toronto I could tap into. I might be interested in that home run triangle. And then let's see, what do we got? No confirmed lineups. All right, cool. Let's get to the next game. Red Sox hosting the Brewers. Red Sox are one of those teams people are looking at. Will they sell? Will they buy? Jaron Duran, Christian Vasquez is going to be batting second. Confirmed lineup, by the way. Alex Verdugo batting third. Xander Bogaerts batting fourth. JD Martinez all the way down to the 5 spot. Franchi Cordero should not be playing first base. Bobby Dalbec, Jackie Bradley Jr. Whoops. Yomer Sanchez. Yomer Sanchez, didn't he play for the White Sox like way back when? I don't know about way back, but you know what I mean. Red Sox have an implied total of 4.1. Brewers 5.2. Taking on Austin Davis. So I believe Brian Bello was supposed to start this game, and he got scratched. So what do we know about Austin Davis? Projected opener, and innings-wise, 1-1-1. So it looks like a full bullpen game. What do we got as far as a Projected long reliever for Boston. Oh, Bello's going to come off the... okay. Well, all I saw was he was not starting anymore. So I guess that makes sense. All right, cool. Well, Bello's had a tough go of it too. His minor league stuff so far not making it to the majors at quite the level they wanted it to. So full bullpen game here from Alex Cora. I wonder if he has like Hawk and Whitlock and Brazier, those type of guys available today. Let's go look at their bullpen usage. Jake Diekman went yesterday. Jake, that's funny. I was watching Nick Merckx on Twitch, and Jake Diekman had gifted 50 subs. I was like, what the heck? Jake Diekman watches Nick Merckx. He's a regular guy, just like me. All right, Whitlock threw 27 bullets yesterday. I don't know if that would disqualify him from being available today, since he threw 19 and 18 5 days ago. But 27 is more than 19 and 18, so maybe not. So maybe, and Tanner Hawk was off yesterday. Maybe he would have a shot at throwing today, and then it gets really, really ugly. You don't want Sawamura in there. He's kind of So yeah, it could be a rough bullpen game here, and there could be no Whitlock, who could be their best available arm, or best possible arm. So good spot for the Brewers in their 5.2 implied run total. So let's add the Brew Crew to the list. I'm going to just go ahead and put Dodgers here. That way I don't have to resort it later. And on the bump for the Brewers, Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff this season, a 30.6% K rate. That's what you want. 1.16 whip. Yup. 3.16. 316 on the ERA, and that's the bottom line. Red Sox actually have a pretty decent strikeout lineup. Vasquez, Verdugo, and Bogarts. Scrappier, sub 20% K rate since the beginning of last year against righties. But then we dip into like Duran, JD Martinez, Francie Cordero, Bobby Dalbec, JBJ. These are big strikeout opportunities. So, I'd be just fine with getting to some Woody here. So I'm going to put Woodruff as a tier 2. Just looking for a little bit of upside. Let me double check what I want to say. 21.7% K rate to righties. So that does scare me a little bit. There's enough lefties to kind of offset. And actually some of these big strikeout guys are the lefties, right? The Duran, the Corderos, JBJs, and then Bobby Dalbec. I think he can muscle through that. So I'm not going to run away too much, but he has had a little bit of a problem against right-handed hitters this season. 4.28 xFIP as well. So there is some cause for concern, but for the most part, I think I'm going to roster Woodruff pretty liberally. And I don't think I'm going to get to any Red Sox stacks. Sometimes I stack the ballpark for the heck of it. I don't know if today's going to be that day, but we'll cherry pick if we need to. I don't have any big power models here to run behind too. As far as, and I really don't want to, I want to go too crazy with the, I guess let's just put Bello in here. I know it's Austin Davis, the lefty, but let's put Bello in here. It might be a Cora chess thing to try and make them shake up their lineup, because they have two lefties that usually start, 1 and 3 with Yelich and Rowdy. So if you throw a lefty out there and Bello, who has a 387 average allowed to lefties, if they stubbornly stay with the two lefties in the top 3, maybe that'll get some free outs there or whatever, or better matchups, I'll say. So we'll see how the Brewers respond with their lineup. But Bello, so far this season, he hasn't allowed a homer, but he's just not been good. 387 average allowed to lefties, 417 to righties, not missing bats, not striking people out. And if we can give ourselves a brush up of what he's supposed to be. Looking at the minors, he had 118 strikeouts in 88 innings. So he's supposed to be a massive strikeout guy. But as we see it time and time again, sometimes it takes a bit for the minor league stuff to catch up to the major leagues. It usually does catch up. So maybe in the meantime, we can keep taking shots on Bello. I guess they wouldn't have his prop up. Yeah, I was gonna say in the meantime, you can maybe keep taking some stabs at like strikeout props, because maybe they're just gonna be low, 3.5, 2.5, stuff like that, 4 even. So just know that Bello is supposed to be a strikeout guy. Verdugo's been hitting, not a lot of power, and Sanchez was with Chicago. Want to go glove? Yep. Bello had a tough break first inning last game. Okay, so let's go look at Bello's game log. I'm booming on time today, by the way. What the freak? I guess it helps when I pre-type the spreadsheet. 6% swing and strike rate, 9.8, 7.6%. All right, so all that definitely needs some work. XFIP is still above what you want. But the ground ball rate's there. 50% ground ball rate, 54, 67. Big ground ball rate, keeping the ball out of the air, but the line drive rate's also pretty elevated as well. So we'll give him a little bit of slack. Blue Jays are the Blue Jays. But obviously we can't pitch him today. But if they were to offer like strikeout props, I'd be kind of paying attention. But it doesn't look like. Oh, by the way, the NFL pricing's up. I was looking at it earlier. Did you guys see it yet? Patrick Mahomes 7,700, Justin Herbert 7,600, Lamar Jackson against the Jets 7,300, Kyler Murray 72, Aaron Rodgers 7K. A lot of 7K quarterbacks. I usually like to stay around the 6Ks. But there's a lot of 7K quarterbacks, and then I think week 1 we'll get a lot of mispriced everywhere. 9,100 on Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry 8,600. So fun to look at those if you guys are dreaming of the NFL season already. Bello isn't starting today. Yeah, I know Bello isn't starting today, but he's still the long guy, and he'll probably throw more than the starter. So I was looking at his what his numbers were looking like, right? They're going to open with Austin Davis, but Austin Davis is probably going to throw 1 inning. So it's probably more more valuable to understand who Bello is as he comes in, probably in the 2nd inning, you know? All right, let's move on. Did I type Brewers up? I did, right? Brewers. Yeah, Brewers are in the stack list. I'm doing it. But I won't get too crazy with that because I think eventually Bello's not going to suck. Eventually. Rays lineup is out. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, Randy Rosarena, G-Man Choi, Isak Paredes, Josh Lowe is batting 6th. Christian Bethancourt, Roman Quinn, former Philly, and then you Chang, bro. You really Chang. Guardians are throwing Shane Bieber. His mama don't like me, and she likes everyone. 3.5 runs for the Guardians, 3.7 for the Rays. So this is a really, really low run total game. Makes you wonder if there's a nerfy opportunity here for PrizePicks with such a low total. Do they give us a raise? Guardians, they do not. Okay, cool. Would have been a lot cooler if they did. Jeffrey Springs 7,900. I do believe I still got him in season long. So I usually don't target the Guardians for strikeouts though. But 80 pitches that last outing. We've seen him go up to 100 against Pittsburgh. I would probably settle around 80, 90 is the pitch projection. And that'll probably give me somewhat around 5 innings, which is not something I want to go crazy with, especially considering the Guardians can be a little pesky against lefties. We'll see what this lineup ends up looking like. It is a very different lineup than the norm. Shane Bieber on the bump for the Guardians against a strikeout-prone lineup. Got up to 76 pitches on the 24th after a 12-day sabbatical. And in that game, he got shelled. So I do think 90-plus pitches is more so the expectation, the median expectation if this game is a little bit more neutral. And the run total kind of suggests that it is expected to be. He's got a 1-4 K rate so far this season. So while he's not the 30-40% strikeout guy that we've known from yesteryear, 24% is still usable. And at 8,900 on DK, yeah, that could probably hit the tier 3. Look at all this red in the strikeout column for this confirmed Rays lineup. Only Yandy Diaz and Isak Paredes have a sub 20% K rate against righties since the beginning of last year. A lot of quarter shots and a lot of 30%ers. So Shane Bieber's in a really good spot. And really, if Shane Bieber, if you're live betting strikeouts and you get a solid shot at the 6 through 9 in like a second or third inning bet, Looks like a really good strikeout opportunity for him. So what are we getting from a Bieber strikeout prop? Shane Bieber. 7 strikeouts. Whoo! That's probably too rich for my blood, but man, that'll make you feel better for DFS. So let's get Bieber involved. I think I'm gonna start him off as a tier 2. Shane Bieber, and then let's see if we can justify getting rocked by the White Sox. Was there some bad luck involved here? Let's go game log and plate discipline. Mildly, yeah, up. Mildly would be the way to go. And that's saying that we expect Bello to be better eventually, but he's got to show it, right? Almost a 20% swing and strike rate in that game that he got shelled. So there's probably some really bad luck involved. 4.76 xFIP. So the xFIP wasn't on his side, but how about the BABIP? 263 BABIP. So he actually just got beat up, I guess. 1.5 WHIP. I don't know. I guess a little bit of everything, but 20% swing and strike rate is very encouraging. Very. You like, but I wouldn't play Bello, Obi. I definitely wouldn't touch Bello on Fanduel because you're not gonna get an opportunity to quality start. On DK, you could probably do without. What up, Pinstripe? Yeah, I'm not really there on either offense. If you took a shot at Jeffrey Spring, if this lineup came out and like you felt better about it, I wouldn't talk it down. It's a positive park and a low implied total game, but I am probably going to err on the side of caution. I am curious to see if Nolan Jones cracks this lineup against the lefty. D-backs at the Braves next up. Kyle Wright pitching against Madison Bumgarner. Oh, God. Oh, God. We do have a confirmed Braves lineup. It is going to be Ronnie Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley. All right, Austin batting third. Travis d'Arnaud, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Eddie, are you okay? Rosario, Orlando Arcia, Michael Harris II. All right, cool. Braves have a 5.5 implied run total, so it goes without saying. If Madison Bumgarner's throwing baseballs, I'm going to try and pick on him, and I will probably hate myself again when it fails. But, man, this Braves team against lefties is what you want. 117 WRC+, 189 ISO, slugging almost 450. Acuna, Swanson, Austin Riley, and Travis d'Arnaud. What a wonderful 1 through 4. That would make me somewhat interested in, like, some first inning props. I wish Kyle Wright, I don't wish Kyle Wright, but Kyle Wright was a little bit more attackable, and then I would really like that maybe over 1.5 hits first inning. I still don't hate it, but I probably don't target it. Do we get a home run triangle for the Braves? We do. Acuna, Olsen, Ozuna. Dang. If you would have gave me Acuna and Riley and then take your pick, I would have been in on that. But let's let the bottom detector do some talking. 4.1 rating on the bottom detector for Austin Riley, and then Acuna's at a 4.26. So I obviously Acuna profiles as the most likely home run guy, but I wish that the triangle would have gave me him and Riley. And with that said, what did we get on Riley for fantasy points? 8.5. Okay, 1.5 total bases. Okay, and Acuna is probably 8, 9.5. Nothing. All right, we just got him in the total home runs. We can't bet on him yet. Cool. All right. Kyle Wright, 24.5% K rate to righties. He's going to face probably all lefties with the exception of like a Christian Walker. And if we'll see if Carson Kelly's in that lineup. And then if we focus on those lefty numbers, 1-4 K rate to lefties as well. Keeps the ball in the park for the most part. We've definitely seen some upside games out of Kyle Wright this season. So the heart wants what the heart wants, right? We know he can go out there and get 25 plus fantasy points. That's what he did in the last outing. We've seen him get into the 30s this season, 29. So I kind of thinking there's a world where we should attack him. 6+ innings in 4 of his last 5 games. So you're live to get some length here. What are we getting on a prop world? 5.5 Ks. 5.5 Ks with, they don't give us an out prop with 37.5 fantasy. So that's intriguing. I might be interested in the strikeout prop. We'll see what this lineup comes out as. I think that's the right number, but we'll see. I'm gonna double back on his swing and strike rate. The last couple games, 90 pitches, 1-0, 804. This pitch count's all over the road, huh? Kyle. Bro, these bots are out today, man. Thing working against Bieber there is probably face the Sox back-to-back starts. I've seen this happen a lot. Martin's will about. Yeah, seeing the same team 5 days apart. You know, they got those iPads. They know what they're doing. So the swing and strike rate's right back to where we want it to be. Matter of fact, this last 3 games, 14%, 14%, 15.7%. Now the Angels are the Angels. They're a whole lot of suck. So maybe we'll regress that a little bit. But earlier this season against Arizona, 6.9. It's nice, but it's not what you want. So I'm on the fence. I might attack that 5.5K prop for Kyle Wright, but we'll see. What do we got on Kyle Wright over here? 5.5 as well. Okay, cool. So let's put Kyle Wright in the tier 3. I'm not playing Madison Bumgarner. I am stacking the Braves. And yeah, I got banned these bots. BCO leading off for the Blue Jays. Dang, that's different. Let's go check that out. Oh wait, it's not out. I'll get it in a minute. All right, let's move on to the next game. Mariners at the Astros. A couple Cy Young guys going at it. Robbie Ray 9,300. Justin Verlander 10.5. I'm more on the Verlander side than the Robbie Ray side. That's because the Astros kind of scare me. A lot of power, a lot of lack of strikeout potential in this lineup. Robbie Ray, he can go out there and get some strikeouts, but man, I just feel like it's easy to leave him as the odd man out comparative to the rest of the board here. And we just talked about back-to-back starts against a team, right? So back-to-back starts against the Astros 5 days apart, went 3 innings, 10 hits allowed 5 days ago, 6 earnings, 2 bombs. So yeah, you did your thing, dog, but that's gonna be a no for me. And then I guess in that same breath, Verlander would be back-to-back starts against the same team. He's faced Seattle 5 times this year, and he's averaging 26 fantasy points per game. So I'm more inclined to lean on the Verlander side here. He's just tale as old as time, and at home, yeah, pretty solid. So give me some Verlander. I'm gonna start him off as a 3. We'll see where we go from there. He might get promoted to a 2. He might even swap with Bieber, but I'm probably gonna not really get to Robbie Ray unless this Astros lineup comes out as like a surprise. Bomb detector wise, Jose Altuve is looking really good, 3.97, just below that magic number 4, so high enough for me. Not a ton of strikeouts implied in this projected lineup. Yordan Alvarez, 23% K rate against lefties. You can still hit lefties with tons of power. And then bottom of this projected lineup, Jake Myers, Martin Maldonado, big strikeout numbers. Rest of this projected lineup, not a ton of strikeouts to be had here. Matter of fact, is there any life on an under for Robbie Ray strikeouts? 6 is his strikeout prop. That's pushable either way. 1, 12, 6. Yeah, he's all over the road with that. He's pitched against the Astros twice, and has 4 total strikeouts. So, hey man, if you're a guy that likes unders, Robbie Ray under might be nice once we get a confirmed Astros lineup. But give me some Verlander, and then with that said, give me some Astros stacks. So we'll put Astros in the blender. I don't know that I want to sign up for Mariners onslaught stacks, but Julio can be cherry picked. That's probably it for me. Probably. I just got a slew of lineups updated on my screen here. What up, AOD? All right, is Schrodinger's K prop for me? I take it he gets none. I take it he just go for it. Yep. What's up, Brian C? Hope you're doing all right. I made some tropical punch with lemonade Kool-Aid. It's a flavor. Pretty good. All right, you guys want to get some lineups updated? We can do that. I don't mind it. Kevin Newman, Greg Allen, batting second. Ke'Bryan Hayes, Michael Chavis. What is this lineup, bro? This is like a journeyman lineup mixed with some rookies. O'Neal Cruz in the 7th spot. Yoshi Sasugo and Tyler. Get your hands off my hiney, baby. All right, that's your Pirates lineup. Really nothing changes, but we still kind of like... Actually, Greg Allen has a solid bomb detector rating. What is that based off of? How many at-bats? This is the Yankee Greg Allen, right? He was with the Guardians. Greg Allen. Based off of 12 at... I don't think that's him then. Maybe. Probably not. But that's only off of 12 at-bats. He's 2K, though. What else came out for us? Blue Jays lineup, right? Or, okay, we have a confirmed Tigers lineup and Blue Jays lineup. Riley Green, Victor Reyes is batting. Second, Javi Baez. Harold Castro, Jamer Candelario. Willie Castro. Jonathan Scope, Barnhart, Akil Baddoo, bam. And Blue Jays, Kevin Biggio, Vladdy Jr., Kirk Teoscars batting cleanup, Lourdes Gurriel batting 5th, Matt Chapman batting 6th. So he even gets a lineup bump. That helps out that home run triangle. And really just makes him a more fun DFS play. Zach Collins makes the lineup today, 9th spot. A little bit different. No Springer, right? Is somebody else missing? I feel like there's somebody else missing. No Springer. I guess that's it. Oh, no Bo Bichette, but he's been down, right? Yeah. All right. Keep it moving. Go back up to that Guardians game. Stephen Kwan leading off for the Guardians, so more contact, making it less likely for me to be enthralled with Mr. Spring. Andres Jimenez, Ernie Clement, Austin Miles Straw. All right, cool. So not much changes there. There is 4 guys that strike out above average, and the rest of the team strike out below. Just feels like I'm gonna, trim the fat on Springs, not really get there. D-backs lineup also came out, so we were somewhat interested in Kyle Wright. It's gonna come out Rojas, Alex Thomas, Ketel Marte, Christian Walker, David Peralta, Dalton Varsho, Jake McCarthy. So it's the same as the projected, just Jake McCarthy and Carson Kelly swapped. So same thoughts here. We can kind of focus on his lefty splits, facing just 2 righties. 24% K rate to lefties, 3.7 xFIP. Keeps the ball on the ground as the highest batted ball event result. So, sure. Astros lineup just came out. Looks like it's the projected lineup. Now, Mauricio Dubon is in the lineup. Former Giant. So that just makes him a little bit stronger against a lefty. So I'm in on that. And then we're caught up. So I'm still on the Astros stack, obviously. All right, let's move on to the Athletics game. Lance Lynn up against James Caprillion. 76 WRC plus for the Athletics. 93 WRC plus for the White Sox. Both of these teams split against right-handed pitching. Run total gives us 3.4 on the A's, 4.8 for the White Sox. White Sox, to their credit, though, starting to turn around a little bit, getting Moncada, getting Yasmani Grandal back in the mix, able to balance out that lineup a little bit more. So maybe they start turning it around in terms of production, just overall. But against righties, I'm not really enthralled with the Athletics here. We kind of got a unique situation with the pitching here. Lance Lynn, a 4.29 expected ERA so far this season, and Caprillion, a 5.08. 5,400 for Caprillion. I think Steve mentioned he might lean on him as an SP2 to pay for some Coors bats. Makes sense. Definitely some strikeouts to be had, but also a risky proposition, no doubt about it. 76 degrees up there in Chicago, wind blowing out to right. So 76 degrees is probably modestly one of the cooler temps we've seen in the in some of these games lately. That's not on the West Coast. So what was I going to do? I want to get some information on Lance Lynn just to kind of see if he's developing. You know, he came back from a big layoff, so it was natural to expect him to just not quite be what he was at first. So we're going to see if there's any signs of progression. So game 1, he had a 10% swing and strike rate. Last game, 12%. Last 2 games, 12%. 3 of his last 4 games, 12% swing and strike rate. And remember, 2 of those games were against Cleveland. The last one doing what he did. The first pitch strike, historically, we expect him to be a 60-plus percenter. Has been kind of all over the road there. Batted ball data was well on his side the last 2 games. 309 xFIP against Minnesota. 236 xFIP against Cleveland. So that's a good sign. Hard contact has been kind of... All of his stats are just really all over the road. Right? 53% ground ball rate last game, but then a 25% the game before, then 55 the game before. So he's just like everywhere, where he just can't really gravitate to who he is. 92 miles an hour average velocity on his fastball right now. His main pitch, 60% usage, so 20% on the cutter at 89 miles an hour. Main 2 pitches. So let's compare that velo to last year, 92. So it's not that far behind. He did add a cutter, which was a new pitch for him, as a only fastball type of guy. Cutter's not that far from being that. Let's go baseball savant on this, and let's get some expected stats for Lance Lynn. It's just a curious case right now. Has it expected batting average of 178? The Cutter's expected batting average of 264. Maybe stop throwing that. They give him a sinker too, so I guess that fastball is just being clocked as multiple different things on both sites. Let's go look at the pitch report for the Athletics. It's the Athletics. They suck. That's mainly why I'm here. So we look at this fastball, pretty average results, very bad against the cutter. Is Lance Lynn playable at 6.8K against the Oakland Athletics? Like, chat, there's some of you guys I might play against the Athletics. 87, 90 pitches here. I think I would lean on him a little bit. More so for those, those salary needing lineups. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. What are we getting as a K prop for him? 6.5. I mean, that's encouraging. They set that line at that, so I'll take some shit. I'll take some shots at Lance Lynn. Why not? No Athletics for me. Caprillion probably not likely to make my lineup. I would want. I don't know. I'm thinking about some White Sox. We'll see what the confirmed lineup looks like, but I could get some Timmy, some Moncada. Sure. Yasmani Grandal, 3.8 rating in the bomb detector. I was hoping for bigger numbers from these left-handed hitters or these switchies against Caprillion. He usually profiles really well to serve up homers to lefties, but not getting big grades. But Moncada at 3.84, that's not nothing. So maybe I look there. Maybe we'll get to. I don't know. Let's look at what's this bullpen for the Athletics today. Everyone's available. All right, cool. So I really don't know what we're getting. I'll get a little bit of White Sox action at the bottom. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'd rather put Helen Keller on the bump at mid-price than start Lance Lynn tonight. Or are you stacking against him? It's okay if you are. I'm just you know what I mean? If we're not going to play him, that means we think he's bad. If he's bad, are we picking on him? And I don't have it in me to stack this Athletics team. And like I said, to Lance Lynn's credit, he's still missing bats. Almost a 12% swing and strike rate overall. And it's the Athletics, so I'm just kind of wrestling with it. But I understand why you're pessimistic. Don't get me wrong. But I do think at 6,800, there's a good shot at 10-plus fantasy points in the SP2 spot. I'm not going to get to him at an aggressive amount or anything like that, but just something that might help me go grab some of those core stacks, you know? What's up, Flex? Hope you're doing all right. All right, let's move on to that Coors game. Dodgers at the Rockies. Julio Urias taking on Chad Kuhl. Just a reminder, Mr. Roth said to keep an eye on this game. Seems like it's relatively good. Same with the Atlanta game. And maybe the Atlanta stuff will push us back from Kyle Wright a little bit. But just wanted to remind you guys of that. 7.1 implied run total for the Dodgers. Where's Sean at? Sean was talking about how Urania owned the Dodgers and blah, 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 blah. That did not happen yesterday. Yesterday, Dodgers showed up and showed out. I think, was it Trey Turner got subbed out precautionary? Oh no, they just gave him a rest. I think it was Xander Bogaerts. There was some shortstop. Chat, help me. Who am I thinking of? There was some shortstop last night that got subbed out. It might have been Bogaerts. I thought it was Trey Turner. I don't know. I don't want to start rumors. But whatever, the Dodgers lineup isn't confirmed yet, but whatever it is, we're stacking everybody. Chad Kuhl on the bump. He's definitely better than Urania pre and post flop, but he's still very beatable by an elite offense like the Dodgers. Dodgers 121 WRC plus against righties this year. Chad Kuhl 4.63 expected ERA, 1.4 on the WHIP. Yeah, so Dodgers are already on the stack list. Rockies against Urias is intriguing. Urias has picked up the swing and strike rate, and I think he's found that velocity we were looking for earlier this year as well, which was holding him back from missing bats. So I don't know. There's definitely no way I pitch him. I know Tyler Anderson had a really good game last night, but I'm just not into pitching at Coors. 11.5% swing and strike rate on the season. He's faced the Rockies a few times. 7% swing and strike rate at home, and then at Colorado, 13.5% swing and strike rate on the 29th. So he's shown that he can miss bats in Colorado. And then man, I don't want to do it. 25 fantasy points, 15.8. The 15.8 would be pretty irrelevant at 9.8 more than likely. But if you believe in 25, which is about what Tyler Anderson got yesterday, then I wouldn't talk you down. I just feel like I'm gonna sit that one out. If I wanted to pick on Urias with some of these Rockies, and I kind of do, it'd be Chris Bryant 3.94 rating on the bomb detector would be definitely my favorite play on the team. CJ Cron's in the mix as well. Connor Joe. So we are gonna add a Rocky stack. It's going to be a little bit lower, but we are going to add the Rocky stack. And I would imagine the Dodgers didn't have to use any quality arms out of the bullpen yesterday behind Tyler Anderson. All right. They went Jake Reed to close it out, right? So the baton was one guy to one guy. So everyone's available. We'll see. Would love David Price to pitch this game. He pitched two games ago. I'm not going to play Urias, but I get it if you want to. Glenn, were the Yanks too ambitious last night, putting Benintendi in the leadoff hole? He's batted 6 tonight. No. I mean, Benintendi immediately had, especially in that spot against a righty, he immediately had the best batting average on the team. And then it's just, hey, get on the horse, get in the fire, right? Get it over with. Don't sit in the dugout, wait until maybe the third inning for your at-bat, kind of getting the nerves worked up. Just get out there, take a hack. He's nuts with the contact, so it just didn't work out yesterday. And it was one of those spots where DJ LeMahieu wasn't in the lineup, I believe. So I don't think it was too ambitious. I think it was fine. Seager, you guys are right. All right, appreciate that. See, chat. This is why you guys are the best. Yeah, all right. Let's move on to the next game. Rangers at the Angels. Martin Perez taking on Patrick Sandoval. So we'll see if Ohtani. Sometimes he'll take the day after he pitches off. Sometimes I could also understand with the trade rumors around him, or just this being a home game. Like if he played, he played. He has played days after as well. No matter what, it's an intriguing spot for Martin Perez. 3.18 expected ERA this season, a 21% K rate. This projected Angels lineup actually profiles much better strikeout wise against lefties in terms of being a tougher matchup. Just for an instance, keep an eye on this column. We'll flip it from lefty to righty. A lot of green turns into a lot of red. So, but I would say if Ohtani wasn't in this lineup, it's just, man, there's not a lot of menacing bats that I'm worried about power from. So at 8,400, seemed like a potential stocking stuffer. Even with Ohtani in the lineup, Ohtani strikes out amongst the most on the team against lefties. So it's not like impossible to see a solid game here. And 20 plus fantasy points from Martin Perez is something I think he does pretty consistently. So I'm a little bit intrigued here. Has one game against the Angels, 8 fantasy points, and that was all the way back in April, and that's when the team was firing on all cylinders. Taylor Ward was going off, Mike Trout was healthy. So I'm thinking this new and improved Martin Perez might be an interesting guy to target. If not for DFS, maybe something up here on the prop board. And there's nothing up here for the prop board, so that's cool. Maybe they're also waiting for definitive Ohtani information. But I think I'll get on DraftKings a little bit. So we'll put Martin Perez tier 3 here. Rangers have a 3.8 implied run total. You guys just mentioned it. Corey Seager left the game yesterday, precautionary. If Seager did not make the lineup today, for precaution reasons, it definitely takes a solid bat out of the Rangers lineup. Patrick Sandoval, 1.5 whip, 4.54 expected ERA. And against righties, hasn't surrendered a ton of homers. 0.57 homer per 9 against righties and a 0.42 homer per 9 in Anaheim. Hasn't allowed a bomb to a lefty yet. So I don't want to throw him, but it definitely doesn't give me a ton to pick on here. So might be a wash situation. Obviously, we can cherry pick here, but I probably don't get to dedicated onslaught stacks. I'm still interested in the Rangers as a team for DFS here and there, and this I might change it up if Seager does come back into a confirmed lineup. But I would say from a substack standpoint, Semien, Jonah Heim, Adolis Garcia, aggregate 200 ISO against lefties. Maybe that's my lane. Maybe that's my substack. Culberson's liable to get pinch hit for. So maybe 2-4, the projected lineup would be my focus. And if Seager came back and got involved, maybe I change up my tune there. But I don't think I'm full stacking either team. Substacks and cherry picks. And then a little Martin Perez, right? What up, Quinn? Rich homie Quinn. Got to go back from the beginning, but I don't mind staying. Man, I appreciate that, Gentry. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like on this stream I've been pretty rapid fire. Not a lot of lollygagging. Heck, I'm dang near done with the slate, and it's only been an hour. All right, let's get to Twins and Twins. Joe Ryan taking on Blake Snell. We do have a confirmed Twins lineup. Gio Urshela, paternity leave. Congratulations, my dude. Kyle Garlick in the leadoff spot. Carlos Correa, Byron Buxton batting third. Jorge Polanco batting cleanup. Jose Miranda. Listen, Miranda. How many boomers got that reference? Never Been Kissed. Right? Is that the name of that movie? What a fun movie that was. Mike P. 222 and another one too. Appreciate that sub, man. Hope you're doing all right. No Padres confirmed lineup yet. Twins have just a 3.6 implied run total, and if I wasn't living in the state of Texas and I had access to sports betting, I might take a shot on this Twins lineup against the lefty. I wish they did have Gio in it, but man, this is a fun 1-5 against lefties, and just Garlick and Buxton strike out above average against lefties. Now, this is unstoppable force, immovable object, because Blake Snell is a bad dude when he's on, but he's also a pretty stressful dude to sweat, right? A 30% K rate, what a 1.45 whip. He has trouble throwing strikes this season against righties, a 13.5% walk rate, and that's linear with what he was doing last year. And this is a lineup that, outside of Luis Ariz, who's a pretty tough strikeout in his own right, this is all righty. So Blake Snell might run up that pitch count pretty fast, quick, in a hurry, and create some traffic, right? Draw some walks and create that big inning potential. We are getting some solid bomb detector grades as well. Garlick, Buxton, Jorge Polanco, Jose Miranda, all 3.93 or better in the bomb detector. So all pretty fun stuff here. So I might get to some twin stacks just because the heart wants what the heart wants. It'd probably be like at most 4%. But man, that run line being 3.5, I might be a proponent of the over. And then Blake Snell at 8,300, man, this is that price, right? It's the right price, risk reward included. The risk being that he could walk everyone and have a tough game. The reward being he could strike out 9 and even overcome a couple of earnings. 5 earnings against the Rockies at Coors. We'll look past that. 21, 34, 28, 7. So you're just kind of seeing a wide range of outcomes here, but the true ceiling is there. So at 8,300, I think the risk reward is still solid enough that we could kind of play both sides of that. Joe Ryan on the bump for the Twins, 8,700 on DK. He is not striking out lefties almost at all this season, 15.9% strikeout rate. This Padres lineup should come out pretty balanced with a lot of lefties. Profar, Cronenworth, Mazzara, Eric Hosmer, and Trent Grisham, all left-handed hitters in this matchup. So if we're gonna lean on Joe Ryan at 8,700, you're hoping he really gets through Voit, Alfaro, and Kim here. I don't have a lot of expectation for Joe Ryan, and I don't think he's gonna make my list tonight. Last game on the 23rd, he came out through 86, so 85 is about where we expect him. He did go to 100 plus against Colorado, but 85 pitches, I'm not that excited, but I think you could do worse. 3.35 expected ERA, solid park, run total is very reasonable. What is the is there a nerf fee for this game? I'm not even that trustworthy of Snell holding one in the park to start. I'm just wondering. There is a no-run first inning for that game, so if you did trust Joe Ryan and Snell, maybe target that. But Machado, Buxton, Correa in the first inning, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Twins. I will probably let's put Verlander as a 2, and then let's put Blake Snell down here. So we will kind of scumdacker that spot, but I think it's worth it. Appreciate you, Mike. Gunn, if the MLB did a redraft with all the players in the league, who would you take with first overall picks? Probably Ohtani, but Soto's right there as well. Who are your top 2 projected pitchers for DK for fantasy points? It's probably going to be Garrett Cole, and then I don't know about number 2 yet. Probably one of these 3 guys, Woodruff, Bieber, or Verlander, and it would probably be Woodruff, Verlander, then Bieber. But Woodruff and Verlander have an opportunity to swap. But Cole's number 1. How do you feel about Brewer stacks has been snapping? I'm fine with it. We talked about it a little bit earlier how Brian Bello is coming in as a long reliever. But I mean, for the Brewers straight up, it's a positive park that will hopefully accentuate and bring out the best in some of their power hitters. I want to see how they draw up this lineup. Matter of fact, is it out yet? It is out. All right, so I was thinking Cora thought that he might steal an at-bat from two lefties here, but because they're going to start with Austin Davis. He's a lefty, and then they're going to hand it over to Bello. So I'm thinking 1 inning from Davis, but here's our confirmed Brewers lineup. Yelly, Willie Adames, Andrew McCutchen. So McCutchen against the lefty is going to look good. Then Hunter Renfroe if he sticks around. And then Rowdy Tellez. So that probably gives you Rowdy versus Bello, and I think that's a good move. So they were trying to play chess, and I think they made the right call here. I do like the Brewers stack for sure. They have a respectable run total, and Brian Bello has not shown up in the major league level yet. With that said, know that it could come, and it could come fast, because he has an 88 innings pitched in the minors, 118 strikeouts, 105 whip, 2.35 ERA. He was really doggone good. He just hasn't been able to make that transition. 23-year-old top prospect, get to the majors. It takes some time. And I don't know if he flips the switch and it's there instantly. Probably not. But I think you'll start seeing it. So there could be some... we could have higher expectations than we should. But I'm in on the Brewers stack. They are going to be one of my stacks here. I have them right below the Dodgers so far, but I don't know what my percentage is going to end up being just yet. Usually I'll make that relative to the field. I know we just kind of went for a walk on that answer, but that's the answer. What's the answer? The movie is Can't Hardly Wait. Is it Can't Hardly Wait? Why was I thinking Never Been Kissed? What is Never Been Kissed? I'm afraid to Google that. Never Been Kissed. Oh, that's a Drew Barrymore movie. I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're right. It is Can't Hardly Wait. Who was in that? Seth Green, right? That was fun. Nice correction, Ben. I don't know why I loved that movie as a kid. I just did. It was so corny. But it was fun. Main event tonight. Cubs at the Giants. Marcus Stroman taking on Alex Cobb. 3.6 implied run total for the Cubs. Giants are at 4.1. Finally, Giants not facing a lefty, and I got to explain a platoon advantage and pinch hits, right? Alex Cobb, 2.8 expected ERA, 23% K rate, a swinging strike rate just under 10%. Cubs do strike out quite a bit. Alex Cobb's been a unique experience for me the last 2 years. His underlying metrics always look really, really good, and then his luck is really, really bad. So to put that in perspective, this year he has a 332 BABIP. You guys understand how BABIP works? Batting average on balls in play, 300. 280. We'll say 290 to 310 is probably where it should live. 332 is pretty crazy, and it hasn't been a new thing for him. Last year, 315 BABIP, 2020 more reasonable. So basically, he's unlucky in terms of the amount of balls in play allowed turning into hits, and the underlying metrics are on his side. 2.98 xFIP. Plate discipline, 10%, almost about a 10% swinging strike rate, but the results just haven't been there by hook or by crook for one reason or the other. $6,700 today against the Cubs with 100 pitches in the tank. How is this not your favorite SP2? I guess you could make a case for Lance Lynn at that price point, but if you assume luck is not going to be there, or luck is not going to be against him, this just seems like a really, really good spot in the SB2 hole to give you an ace, give you some Dodgers, and move forward. The lineup he's projected to face tonight, outside of Ortega, Herner, and Schwindel, aggregate of 28-30% K rate. So that taps in pretty well here, and a lot of those are righties, right? Wilson Contreras, Suzuki, Patrick Wisdom, Chris Morel matches up just fine with his 1-4 K rate. So I think Alex Cobb's probably going to be that guy I have way too much of on a DraftKings standpoint as that SP2 spot. Good little salary reprieve to kind of meet in the middle between still having an ace, still having a guy like Garrett Cole, I still have some fun bats, right? Big bats to go out there and get. So, yeah. I'm not likely to play Marcus Stroman. I just won't. Neither team strike me as a must-have stack. It's 55 degrees out there. Shouldn't really generate a ton of offensive boost. So cherry pick only in this spot for me. And that's all I got to say about that. Let me see what we got on PrizePicks for Alex Cobb. Alex Cobb. 5Ks, 30.5 fantasy points. That's intriguing. Intriguing. And they have him at almost 100 pitch projections. So let's do gun math, right? Calculator. Smooth calculator. Let's go ahead and give him 6 and 6, right? I'll go 6 innings, 5Ks, but I didn't even think 6 innings, 6Ks. So 6. That's 6 is just 18 outs, right? 18 outs plus 5, so it's 15K. We'll give him 15 points for Ks. That's 33 alone without the implied quality start, and I think the quality starts there. That would be another plus 4. That'll give me 37. Maybe the win. He is implied for the win. I don't want to hold my breath for the win. The win shouldn't be this weighted, by the way. That's crazy. That'll give him over 40. And I do think with just 5 strikeouts, I'm being conservative. So I'll take the over 30.5 fantasy points. So let me go ahead and add that to the list. And you know what happens? Over 30.5 FPS. All right, cool. We'll go back and we'll look for a couple more picks here, and then I'll throw them in the free Discord as well. If you're not sure what the heck I'm looking at, I am looking at PrizePicks.com. If you guys want to maybe simplify the vastness, the giant slates like tonight with a little bit of an easier sweat and do a little less hardcore lineup construction, building stuff like that. You want to go out with the boys and you got time to make changes. Well, maybe PrizePicks is for you. Sign up for PrizePicks using code GUNDACKER. They will double your first deposit up to $100. So $20 becomes $40. Today is what they call happy hour on Fridays. You can actually make cards for as little as $1, and you know the rules, man. You can 10x your money. You can play 2 pick powers. You can get up to 5 pick flexes. It's pretty fun, and a lot of guys that I've watched for years be big on DFS have really gravitated toward prop betting and really like the PrizePicks product. So check that out. If you are not in the free Discord, there's a link to that in the description below. You click on that. I usually, whenever I do put some action out there, I like to share my targets in the free Discord. So make sure you're in that. And yeah, 100 in the chat. Let's go. 32 likes. Can we get like 55 likes? Maybe 60. By the way, chat, did you see the NFL pricing for week 1 is up? Devontae Adams 8,100, Justin Jefferson 7,800, Deebo Samuel 74. Fun to dissect these prices before spring training even starts. And if you are looking for some NFL help as well, it is part of the premium package over at rundfs.com. I cover baseball, I cover basketball, I cover NFL, and we have a pretty sweet deal up right now, $299 or $300, we'll call it that, for the rest of the year. So that'll get you the rest of baseball, most of NFL, and a start of NBA. This will come with a $100 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher, so you kind of rebate that down to $200, $100 towards your lineup manager over at Fantasy Cruncher. And then yesterday, I told you guys I made a special coupon to celebrate Benintendi to the Yankees. Coupon code Benny give you $20 off, so $280. That's only going to be good for today, right? Today we'll change. We might do something else, but for now, today. So that is for the year-end pass. If you're not signed up yet, man, what are you waiting for? Get in there. And on top of the spreadsheets, my player pools, projections, all that cool stuff, it'll also get you access to the rundfs.com VIP Discord. And then before lock for about 2 hours. Yesterday, the last couple days, we've been in there just all day after the game, shooting the breeze. Jump in there in the voice chat. Jankowski just got DFA'd. Aww. And then we do the same for football. Saturday night research sessions, Sunday morning pre-lock voice chats, all that cool stuff. And then we got some really sharp cats in there for NFL. My boy ABP right here. He's won 2 milli makers. One of them for NFL. And just got, they're crushing it. So come be part of that community. Would love to have you. Let's get some more baseball talk going. So we did the whole slate here. So if you guys have some questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, or some hot takes, man, throw them at me. I'm all ears. We'll see if some lineups came out. We can adjust, and then maybe we'll look for 3 or 4 props to target from this far out on PrizePicks as well. Right? What up, Chronic? Oh, also season long, man. The regular season is in 5 weeks now, right? So I'm gonna host at least one, probably 2 season-long leagues. It's not best ball. I still like the old school way. So if you guys want in on that, hit me up. Those of you that are in the RunDFS.com Discord, go check out the season-long NFL season-long channel, and then let me know if you're in. Obviously, I'll reserve you guys. I forget what the buy-in was at. It's like 100 or 2. I don't remember. Somebody remind me. I think it's 100 for 10 people, and then we did a 50 for 12. But I could be wrong on that. And then we'll start getting that set up because we need to get a draft date and all that going. Shout out to Chronic in the chat, y'all. Chronic is in Australia. Friend of the show, former co-host, hopefully future co-host. Miss him. We miss him. All right, so let's go see what lineups came out. And then if you guys have any strategy questions, or if you guys just have any overall thoughts or questions, man, hit me up. I think we're pretty well caught up. Oh, no, Phillies lineup did come out. All right, cool. So we got Kyle Schwarber leading off. Let's go. Rhys Hoskins in the 2 spot. Alec Bohm, Realmuto, Casti, Matt Verling. So I guess that leadoff experiment with Matt Verling is over. Odubel Herrera. No Didi Gregorius in the lineup today. Johan Camargo in the 9 spot. And then Royals lineup came out. MJ Melendez, Merrifield, Salvi's in the lineup. Oh, man. Okay. That lineup got better. Hunter Dozier batting 5th. I would guess Salvi it would be DHing. I would guess. But definitely another professional hitter to kind of fear. I put Franco, but it's Michael Garcia. Nicky Lopez. All right, cool. Salvador Perez comes back at 2,800 on Fanduel. I don't like BVP, but I'm curious to see if him and Cole have done anything. Garrett Cole, Salvi. I don't have anything, but maybe that just wasn't activated. What else are we missing here? We got a lot of lineups out. A lot. Mariners come out. I see I got the Dodgers now. I don't have the Mariners. Athletics. Okay, Athletics and White Sox are both out. We got Jonah Bride leading off for the A's. Tony Kemp. A little different. A lot different so far. Sean Murphy, Seth Brown, Ramon Laureano, Elvis Andrews, Steven Piscotty, Sky Bolt, and Nick Allen. Get that punched in. White Sox, Timmy, Moncada, Pollock, Brayu, Yasmani Grandal is going to be batting 5th. Eloy Jimenez batting 6th. Gavin Sheets. So another lefty. And then they also have Reese McGuire. So Caprillion, we know his bugaboo is lefty. And White Sox haven't been able to do this all year. But here comes 4 lefties in a White Sox lineup to kind of balance out what's a dangerous spot. I think this went into, here we go. So we'll green light that. And then we'll also reshuffle the bomb detector here in a minute. Would you full or mini stack the Brewers? Probably both. Let's see. Yelly, Adames, McCutchen, Renfroe, Rowdy. Does Renfroe ever get subbed out? looks like we could expect him to play. I'd be on both full and mini stack, but I think you can justify 1 through 5, maybe even 1 through 6. Luis Ariz has been a little bit hot lately. And Tyrone Taylor, I wouldn't leave him out. 200 ISO. Even Colton Wong, a sneaky 191 ISO in Fenway, just might play. So I'd probably get to the Brewers pretty as a full stack. Caratini would be the guy I'm least enthralled with. Watch him homer. It's gonna happen. And we said Dodgers came out, right? Dodgers and the Rockies. Dude, we're getting tons of lineups. I love it. Mookie, Trey, Freddie, Will Smith, Jake Lamb, Gavin Lux, Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, Trace on base, Thompson, let's go. Rockies lineup, Charlie Hustle. He wasn't in the lineup yesterday, right? Now he's back. Chris Bryant, CJ Kroon, Brendan Rodgers. So no Connor Joe. Jose Iglesias, Randall Grichuk, Ryan McMahon. I know Connor Joe's batting 8th. That's random. Ryan Servant. So a little bit different. No Elias Diaz. And I think we are now all caught up. Shout out to Usher. So let's sort the bond detector here. See what we're working with. We'll zoom in on it for those of you that want to screenshot it. I'll also tweet it out later when it becomes a little bit more prevalent. So the Cardinals are hogging for the top 5 spots. That's based on 2.2 innings of sample size by Anibal Sanchez. I'm in a weird spot like I was the other night with the Twins, where I think they're all great plays, but obviously these numbers are a little bit inflated. So just know that they're up there. I'm going to go ahead and take them out. And then when I do that, it gives me like Zach Collins, Greg Allen, again, low sample size here. But if we're looking for double greens or sizable sample size, Acuna, Byron Buxton would be 2 guys I lean on to meet those requirements. Rhys Hoskins, a lot of green in that, so his 4.2 is a lot more real. Kyle Garlick is projecting well. Freddie Freeman looks good. Judgy, Vladdy, Max Muncy. So if you know how to use this tool, the more green, right, less red, the more stable the projection or the number is. So that's what we're looking at for the bomb detector. Hello, my name is Elias. Chat, let me get some likes, man. Smack that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. If you're on Twitter, twitter.com/Gundacker. All right, one quick look at PrizePicks. See if we can walk away with a couple of things to sweat for tonight, and I'll sweep through and try to get some more action tonight. Garrett Cole's at 8 strikeouts. I'm not going to chase that. Manoah at 6 is intriguing. We did get the Tigers lineup, right? Let's go. Yeah, we did. So Tigers came out pretty lefty heavy, and he has just a 17% K rate to lefty, so I'm probably just gonna not sweat that. Beavers at 7, Springs is at 5. Wright was intriguing. A lot of these strikeout props are just kind of super on point, so I don't need to chase anything there. I do like the Cobb fantasy. Total home runs: Arenado, Goldie, and Gorman. So Arenado and Goldie, based on what we have, both look really, really good in the bomb detector. Small sample size, but even going back to Anybal's last full season, 2.7 home run per night to righty. So it's in his historical pitching DNA to serve him up to righty. So it looks good. So I wouldn't mind looking at the Cardinals home run triangle. Judge, Rizzo, LeMahieu, I'd rather that be different. Like I would take Donaldson, maybe even Glaber. Glaber is probably going to look good. Glaber, I think, I guess Rizzo does have the number 2 rating on the team. Remember, Bubic does have a 2.7 home run per night to lefty. So maybe the Judge and Rizzo home run triangle is live. And then the Phillies. So Hoskins, Castellanos, and Bohm. So Hoskins has one of the higher ratings, and to have Kyle Schwarber involved, to have 4 hitters in a home run triangle, I can get behind that. So those are 3 I wouldn't mind. First, let's go hitter fantasy. Hitter fantasy, cross-reference the bomb detector. Acuna. Yeah, I do want to pick on Mad Bum. Acuna and Austin Riley would be the 2 for me. Acuna's only in the home run triangle right now, and they don't put Riley in the in that either. So I'll take Riley fantasy or total bases, I think. Yeah. Austin Riley over 8 FPS or 1.5. Let's go. Yeah, 1.5 TB. You guys got some PrizePicks plays around? Let's look them up. Cole has an extreme hitters. Oh, that's not good news. Winker's hitting 8th. Oof, what up, Big Russ? First inning hits Reds games. All right, cool. Oh, Perez K's. Martin Perez? Oh, they're not even up there. Why don't they have Martin Perez? Oh, they do. Wait. Oh, they got these weird things in his name. I want to see the lineup confirmed first, because remember that lineup against lefties, the strikeout numbers do downgrade, but 5 is attackable. I would give you that. Might take Manoah's fantasy score instead of K's. He could go for 6 quality innings and not pick it. I think that's a good call, Quinn. What's the fantasy at? Is it like low 30s? 43? God dang. I hate steep numbers, man. I just, even in basketball, like Jokic, we know is going to drop 70, but when they list his fantasy score at 60, it's like, I don't want to sweat that. I'm just going to sweat Mikal Bridges and 21 PRA or something like that, Against the Angels, anything is possible. I agree, Chuck. I do like Martin Perez. How do I look him up with these freaking things in his name? Maybe his fantasy score is live, but no, that's not it, right? No, it is it. Copy. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Paste. 36.5 fantasy. So I think he could go 6-7 innings. I might take the fantasy, but I'm undecided. Also wish they wouldn't put these weird. What are those called? Ampersand? I don't know what they're called. Ampersand's the and sign, right? What are the squiggly lines? I don't know. I'm dumb. But I do like Austin Riley. I do like Ronald Acuna if they give us something. But I wish they would give me Acuna and Riley in the home run triangle. Let's see what Underdog has on Acuna. 1.5 TB. All right, that's fair. And then Austin Riley. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Underdog also has props similar to PrizePicks. Sometimes the lines are different. Sometimes the props they offer are different. If you sign up for them using code GUNDACKER, much like PrizePicks, they will double your first deposit. There's a link in the description or link in the chat for that as well. So I do like the line shop between the two sites if we can help it. Accents. All right, cool. Alec Bohm over half a run in RBI's favorable lineup spot. Okay, Quinn with the fire. Yeah, batting third. Little. Yeah. All right. I can get behind that. I'll make a pretty decent lean list, and then I'll have 3 that I like the most, and we'll post it in the free Discord. Alec Bohm over half RBI run. I think that's a good call. That's pretty sharp. All right, so let's go look at our favorite offenses for hitter fantasy. So, first of all, the Yankees. I think Rizzo's an intriguing call now, knowing that Bubic serves him up to lefties like that. Rizzo's at 7 fantasy. I would like his run at RBI, but I guess we could take the home run triangle. I'm gonna do it. I'll put it on the list. Yankees home run triangle. Just I don't know. I love DJ, but I don't feel like I ever target him for power. So If you would have gave me Judge, Rizzo, Glaber, Judge, Rizzo, anybody. DJ is sneaky, but I like him to hit more for average. Who else do we got as a team we like? Toronto, right? So now that lineup is out. Vladdy, Teoscar, and Chapman in the home run triangle. I'm fine with that, especially against a contact guy. And then Chapman doesn't come in with anything to take action on. Braves we've already tried to look up. I don't hate Robbie Ray under 6Ks, right? That's not something I love to sweat, but 6 strikeouts is really against this version of the Astros lineup. They just got to him 5 days ago. He has 4 combined strikeouts on the season against the Astros. It's just a really tough matchup for him. So I'm kind of interested in Robbie Ray under 6. I wish they would give me like 6.5, but let's go Robbie Ray under 6Ks. I'm going to do it. I'm not an under guy. Cap, you know I'm not a union guy. I'm not an under guy, but I kind of like the under 6. Seattle just came out. All right. They bumped up Manoah's fan. Yeah, Manoah went up, huh? So many pitchers in way too good spots to eat chalk Cole, but I faded Cole 5 times straight and he's doo-doo. Well, you let me know. Dodgers. So now that we have a confirmed Dodgers lineup, what do we get on anything here? Mookie's at 9.5. Trey Turner's at a run. Trey Turner's run and RBIs are always live, even though he gets still 2 bases though. The 9.5 fantasy points also kind of a tall sweat, but Trey Turner's just a beast. We'll see. I think Freeman, Turner, and Mookie would be the 3 that I'm most intrigued with. And then Snell. What was Snell at? Snell's at 6.5. I think that's fair. He's at 2.5 walks. That's the one that's fun. I think sometimes they offer walk props in the live props. Maybe you can get him at 1.5. 2.5 walks with his walk rate against all righties here. That's kind of interesting. The Twins do have like a 9% team walk rate against lefties this year, and they have a lot of scrappy strikeout, like guys to strike out, but I don't know. What do we got for Snell on UD? Snell's at 6.5 Ks. 16.5 outs. That's ridiculous, man. Throw strikes. What's up, Andrew? Hope you're doing all right. Blue Jays and Brewers stacked for all the Moonies. All right, what is this lineup for Mariners? J-Rod, Ty France, as expected. Dodgers, pretty much, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, chat. Let's send you on your way. Tomorrow, if you're looking for me, you could find me in the YouTube streets disobeying the law. I'll be over on the Stochastic channel with my boy Terry. So look for me tomorrow over there. Won't be here until probably Monday. Monday we'll come back on this channel. We'll do another week of baseball breakdown. So I appreciate you guys as always making part of my day, be part of your day. Hope you learned something. Hope you maybe grinded out some stuff. If nothing else, gave you something to listen to in the background. Twitter.com/Gundecker. Hey, we'll be in the Discord over at rundfs.com as well. Use code BENNY, BENNY. I know you'd rather see me die than see me. I don't know. That's stupid. $20 off. Give you $280 for the rest of the year, plus $100 credit to Fantasy Cruncher, man. Tell somebody you love them. I love you. Good luck. God bless. And go win some money.